This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 14, and it reads, Wherefore he said, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. The honors to my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders at Great Millstone, that rule well, that teach well, that taught me this truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the Bayafta Wadawat, your house of David, which is the elect. Shalom. Shalom. It's your brother Yanaga here from the Providence, Rhode Island camp, coming back to you again, with another one, man, okay? And this inspiration come from the beloved brother, Aisha Yah, okay, GMS, matter of fact, what's it? Alright, GMS, all precepts 5, okay? Watch, share, and subscribe, alright? So, this video is mainly typically on, us keeping our head on the swivel, man, alright? Keeping our head on the swivel and be, just be that sentinel, man. Just having your sixth sense, on high alert, man. Okay, because things is going down. All right, as the article or the video I have queued up right here, it says Iranian sleeper cells. White House warns of the possibility. All right, from the Hill. Okay, so through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai, I'm gonna bring on some few precepts. Okay. And the Lord willing, the sincere sheep of the house of Israel is edified, man. Okay, because that's what we're here to do, man. We're here to warn our people, man. All right? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Okay, you Israelites, right? That, understanding what time we're living in, man. All right? So, matter of fact, let me read that again. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 14, and it reads, Wherefore he said, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
Hi, Kelly. Well, these sleeper cells have long been the worry of the intelligence community. And by definition, sleeper cells, for those who don't know, are spies or terrorists who are in our country or Western countries and inactive until they are essentially ordered to act. And experts that we've talked to said that should the U.S. join these strikes against Iran, they may try to activate these sleeper cells in the U.S. and the West. A recent Department of Homeland Security threat assessment concurs. It says, we expect Iran to remain the primary sponsor of terrorism and continue its efforts to advance plots against individuals, including current and former U.S. officials in the United States. Now, that echoed similar guidance from the Biden Department of Homeland Security in 2024. And now experts say, given this escalation between Israel and Iran, the possibility is very real. Here's Barak Senior. He's a senior fellow at the Henry Jackson Society.
As the conflict in the Middle East escalates and Iran is being targeted, the regime thinks to itself, okay, we are on our last death throes, and therefore we will go out with a bang, quite literally. Its calculus will be very different if its survivability is threatened. Intelligence services in the US are working overtime to contend and mitigate risks and threats that can emerge on its domestic soil. The more protracted this conflict goes on, there is heightened
Okay, fair use.
risk for both US forces and assets in the Middle East, but also to US security domestically.
Now, just to put this in perspective, how this works, during last year's presidential campaign, federal prosecutors charged an operative of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard and 2 US-based people with planning to surveil and assassinate President Trump. That operative reportedly told investigators IRGC officials encouraged him to plan the attack. Then in February, just this February, President Trump's national security memo said, quote, Iran has also directed its proxy groups, including Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, to embed sleeper cells in the homeland to be activated in support of this terror activity. So just to reiterate, experts we spoke to said that should the U.S. join these attacks on Iran, they may try to activate these sleeper cells, Kelly.
Yeah, it's a scary reality. So, Rich, how do these sleeper cells work? Who controls them, orders them to act?
It's a good question. And from the experts we're talking to, a lot of this is controlled through the proxy groups, Hamas and Hezbollah. Experts say the landscape has changed. Israel's effectively taken out Iran's proxy groups, Hamas and Hezbollah, since October 7th, 2023. So the Islamic Revolutionary Guard is somewhat isolated now.
If Israel's able to decapitate the IRGC's command and control, who actually then controls these sleeper cells anymore? Do they become more decentralized, more atomized? Do they become more like lone wolf actors?
All right, so yeah, man, you get it, man. Okay, you get the point. Okay, Iranian sleeper cells, right? Possibly. It says White House warns of the possibility. There's another one I wanted to. Let me see. Yeah, let me get this one in. This one right here. Slack with the ad. Get a commercial.
Now, the metropolitan area has the largest Jewish population outside of Israel, so it's not surprising the strike on Iran became topic number one for the mayor and the Democrats who want to replace him. They were out today on the last day of early voting, and so was political reporter Marsha Kramer. She's here with that part of the story.
Well, Dick, as a matter of fact, it's not unexpected that Iran was top of mind. What was surprising was that the warning from Mayor Adams and others that the decision to bomb Iran could have had repercussions here, nearly 6,400 miles away in New York.
You're always concerned about sleeper cells. We're going to ensure that we focus on sleeper cells.
Mayor Adams taking seriously warnings from Washington that Iran could activate sleeper cells here to seek retribution for the bombings. Rebecca Weiner, NYPD Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism, tells CBS News New York her agency has been on alert for days.
We are doubling down on our efforts. We are doubling down on reaching out to partners internationally, federally, doubling down on all of the monitoring that we are doing.
This as the bombing became topic A on the campaign trail for those seeking to win the Democratic mayoral primary. Former Governor Andrew Cuomo also warning that something could happen here.
As a New Yorker, my natural instinct, former governor, former HUD secretary, New York should get ready for possible reprisal by Iran.
Cuomo, like many of the other candidates, took issue.
Hey, man, so you hear that, man? All right? This thing is going down, man. All right? Because remember, we're one chaotic event away from them shutting this place down, man. All right? And they have to shut this place down, man. Okay, it's too much going on, man. The truth is out there in the airwaves, right? The truth is out, right? That they need this chaotic event, man, okay, to bring forth their agenda, man. All right, so there's a lot happening, right? So motherfucker, let me bring out this precept real quick. What's that? So Ecclesiastes. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12, and it reads, For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them, man. All right. So this thing is going, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. But, like they say, like the, what's his name, Gavin Newsom or whatever, the former New York official or whatever, right? Saying that New York needs to prepare for a possible, Iranian sleeper cell, quote unquote attack, man. All right. So let me play the video again.
With the president ordering the attack on Iran without consulting Congress. While you don't support the way President Trump actually bombed Iran, do you support the end result that they got rid of the nuclear reactors?
I think the world is a safer place without Iran having nuclear weapons, yes.
Zohran Mamdani, who has faced charges he is insufficiently supportive of the Jewish state, said of Trump's actions, quote, "Today's unconstitutional military action represents a new dark chapter in his endless series of betrayals that now threaten to plunge the world deeper into chaos. In a city as global as ours, the impacts of war are deeply felt here."
Deeply troubling. I mean, unconstitutional. It's going to escalate the risks of war and violence and death for Iranians, for Israelis, and for Americans.
Very concerned that this president has undergone a military strike without authorization of Congress.
Yeah, man. All right. Because the Congress supposed to, we was talking about this, in Boston, we was talking about this, how this topic came up. All right. How that Congress is supposed to, supposed to be the one that's supposed to enact, these agreements when it comes to war, man. All right. Well, he went ahead and usurped authority over that, man. All right. The scripture is very faithful and true, man. This is the cruel Lord, man, and this is the guy that's going to implement this. This is the guy, DJ Trump. He's going to be the one to pop this thing off, man. Okay, into World War III, man. Okay, get this thing going, man. All right. So yeah, it's a beautiful time to be alive, man. All right. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful time to see that prophecy is popping off like popcorn, man. All right. And Brakate Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, Ka Halayim La Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, man. All right. So let me play the video again.
Now, the mayor says that at this time there are no credible threats, but that he wants his deputy commissioner to be proactive, not reactive. This as the primary is just 2 days away, and the candidates had full slates of appearances to get their voters to the polls. Early voting has been robust, but it will all come down to turnout on Tuesday.
And when we talk about turnout, Marshall, we always say, well, it's...
All right, so yeah, man, just wanted to, report that real quick to you, Akiyama Akwaf, okay? Hey, man, keep your head on the swivel, man, okay? People out here are bugging out. People out here are losing it, right? People out here ain't got it right upstairs, okay? Like the elder apostles will say, the elevator don't go all the way up to the top floor, man. All right, because people, they don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, this is why this is a gift, man. All right, we ought to be grateful for the gift that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has given us. All right, so we who are in the know, right? Just keep your head on the swivel, man. Okay, always pray, watch and pray, right? Because you never know, man. All right, your next move can be your last move, man. All right, so yeah, man. Okay. Possible Iranian sleeper cell, quote unquote, attack, and people out here are just wilding out, man. All right, but we, we who are in the know, right? We gonna hide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. All right, matter of fact, let me end it off on that scripture real quick. This is Psalms 91, right? And 1, he that dwelleth in the secret places of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim El-Shai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Okay, snare, trap, fowler, who represents Esau, Edom, or also known as a bird catcher, right? It says, and from the noisome pestilence, okay, then those missiles, right? He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler, okay? Going into that armor of, us having that armor of light. What's that? Ephesians, the 5th chapter, 5th or 6th chapter, going into that armor of light, okay? It says, verse 5, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. It says, only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. All right? And that's for you, who of the hopeful elect, okay? You sincere Akim or Akwaf, okay? It's a prayer for the, the Bayafta, okay? The house of David, all right? So yeah, man, okay? Just keep your head on a swivel, man. Again, okay, watch as well as pray. I just want to end this lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory. Go say Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakoda, Shalom to the elect. Shalom.